Stanislav turned a 7 of clubs, unsurprisingly cutting him out of the game after 3 cards. Pyotr turned a 2 of spades, giving himself 19. He looked nervously at Vasily, whose expression didn't change. The bastard was leading with 18. That, and he was a very bad loser. Vasily gestured at Maxim to hurry up and take his turn, presumably so he could turn a 3 and win the small pile of coins sitting in the middle of the table. Maxim really didn't want to let him win, not that day, not there, not then. And as he was about to turn his card, he felt a piercing sensation worm its way through the back of his skull. It didn't last for more than a breath. He shook his head, shut his eyes, then opened them again. Whatever it was, it had gone. He peeked at his card, then looked up at Vasily. The wiry creep was leering at him, and right then Maxim knew that the man was cheating. He didn't know why, but he was dead sure of it. Not only cheating, but looking at him like he hated him. More than hated, loathed, despised, like he wanted to kill him. And right then, Maxim realized that he loathed Vasily even more. His veins throbbing angrily against his skull, he managed to turn over his card. He watched as Vasily dropped his eyes to take it in. It was a 5 of diamonds. Maxim was also out. Vasily smirked at him and turned his own card. A 4 of hearts. Too many. He had won. "That's us, moi lubimya," Vasily said, all smug and reaching out to gather his winnings. 4 hearts beating as 1. Maxim's hand shot out to block Vasily, but just as he did, Stanislav turned away from the table and convulsed before throwing up, spewing the contents of his belly onto the cheat's boots. "Phew, Stanislav, you son of a whore!" Vasily lurched back from the retching man, then a pained look spread across his face, and he fell off the wooden crate on which he had been sitting and hit the ground, clutching his head, knocking over the table and sending the cards flying off. Pyotr shot to his feet, too, flaring with indignation. "4? What 4? I didn't see a 4, you filthy cheat!" Maxim swung his gaze back at Stanislav, whose eyes were bloodshot, as if the force of his retching had blown all the blood vessels in his face, and Maxim knew for sure that Stanislav had also been cheating. They all had, the swine. They were going to fleece him. Then they were going to hurt him. As if to confirm it, Vasily started to laugh. Not just a laugh, a demonic, deep-rooted laugh that gushed with contempt and mockery, and, Maxim was sure of it, hatred. Maxim stared at him, rooted to the mine's soil, feeling the sweat seep out of him, unsure of what to do. He saw Vasily take a step in his direction. He really didn't look at all well. Then the cheat's eyes went wild, and the man stopped in his tracks. Pyotr had just embedded Maxim's hack into the side of Vasily's head. Maxim lurched back as Vasily hit the ground at his feet, a fountain of blood gushing out of the man's skull. Then he was aware that the pain in the back of his head was back, sharper than before. An intense fear washed over him. He would be next, he was sure of it. They were going to kill him unless he killed them first. He'd never been as sure of anything in his entire life. Angry yells erupted from other recesses of the mine as he launched himself at Pyotr, blocking his arm while grabbing the hack and fighting the murderous cheat for it. In the dim light of the lone, grimy lantern, he glimpsed Stanislav back on his feet, going for his pickaxe, too. Everything turned to a blur of claws and swings and shouts and punches until Maxim felt something warm in his hands, something he was absolutely compelled to squeeze until his hands met each other in the middle, and when clarity returned to his eyes, he saw poor Pyotr's eyeless, bloodied face turn a livid purple as he snapped the man's neck. All around him, the air was suddenly full of screaming and the sound of steel cleaving through flesh and bone. Maxim smiled and sucked in a big lungful of air. He had never heard anything so beautiful. Then something flashed in the corner of his vision.